Good morning to you all. This is Aditi Samari, a student of class 9B, and today I am standing in front of you to give a presentation on the topic Maya Sarapur. Well, before moving to our topic, I wanted to ask you guys, what comes in your mind when you hear the name of Maya Sarapur? Well, in my mind, first it comes calm, mental toughness, selfless, dedicated, and many more things. Here are some information about Maya Sarapur.
The main point that comes from the sacrifices and willing to don't be scared from the difficulties. If success want a big thing to sacrifice, so please let to sacrifice a big thing in your life. Then second is willing, so don't be scared from anyone. Just be a confident person. Then third is mental game. So to become a successful person, you must have to play many games or mental things. Firstly, if you want to achieve success, then you have to be mentally strong. And I hope you will understand my topic. So while I explain these things.
Me, Priyanshu Gupta, standing 9B, and today I am here to give a presentation on the topic The Road Not Taken. First of all, I would like to thank my English teacher, Sanjog sir, for giving me this golden opportunity to share my views on the topic The Road Not Taken. Thank you, sir. This poem is about the road not taken. What does it mean? Firstly, I would like to explain that. In our life, it's not easy to just inculcate our mind that this is right or this is wrong for us, because distractions are always beautiful.
The poet in the imagination comes to the poet by serious minds, not in poet mind. In everybody minds, all the imagination comes in serious minds. For example, first this will come second, third, it's all in serious minds. Then the third stanza, the poet remembers of his mother's. His mother's, now poet mother is not alive, but remembers his mother's poet mother. That the poet mother is taking care of her children till the now.
Good morning everyone, I am your classmate Fadi, and today I am here to deliver my presentation related to auxiliary verb. There are total 24 auxiliary verbs, but first we know what is auxiliary verb. It is a kind of verb. It is used as helping verb, and auxiliary verb is along with used main verb to express mood and tense or voice. For example, it is function as an auxiliary verb that are indicating that the action of the main verb range is ongoing. There are two types, modals and primary auxiliary verbs.
Hello everyone, I'm Chris Kumar of Standard 9A, and today I'm here to stand in front of you to deliver a presentation that is given by our English teacher, who is none other than our producer as well as coordinator of Sunday Website. So my presentation topic is correct usage of simple past tense and present perfect tense. To understand my topic, we have to first understand the meaning of tense. Anyone, what is that?
It's just about time and it's just about the energy of your ability.
Exactly. Tense is nothing. They have degree of complete.
So let us take some examples. We all know the Hindus. The Hindu is the name of a newspaper. So as it is the name of a single newspaper, then it will use a singular verb. So the Hindu is the best-selling newspaper in our country. Similarly, if we will talk about a movie, then Transformers. We all know Transformers is a movie, and even its name is with S, but that is not the matter. It is the name of only one movie. That's why we will use a singular verb there. So Transformers is the best movie I have ever seen. Now,
and the second example is the dogs bark loudly, and here the subject is plural. So the verb we used is bark, that is also plural. And now the second rule, that is when subjects are joined with noun with and, they use a plural verb. For example, my friend and his brothers are coming. So here two subjects like friend and his brothers are connected with and. So we used a plural noun, that is are, a plural verb, that is are. And in this rule, there is an exception that when and joins two subjects offer the same idea, we use a singular verb only. For example, bread and butter is a popular breakfast.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending yourself here. This is Nikla from class 9B. As you know, today I will present a presentation on the topic the Lake Isle of History to you all. In this presentation, we will explore about the poem related to nature to one to escape the madness of modern living. The poem is about enjoying the peace the countryside can give us, also about the person's desire and imagination to leave the city and wants to go to a peaceful place in the country. I will explain this topic through this chapter.
We want to live a natural life instead of living a artificial life. The poet says that watching the cloudy morning, the shining sun, and listening the sound of crickets and lakes gives him peace. The poet is living in an urban area, but he still hears the sound of lake everywhere on the colored pavements, in the crowd.
Good morning, everyone. I am Ashika, a student of Smith 9, standing here for the explanation of the Wind poem. For this, I would like to extend my special thanks to my niece teacher, who is none other than Sanjog sir, who gave me this chance and opportunity to explain anything. Starting in the explanation, firstly, before the explanation, I would like to give the introduction about the poet. So the poet of the poem, Wind is Subramanya Bharti, was born on 11 December 1852. He was a great Tamil poet. He was known for his patriotism in the pre-independence era. Moving forward to the question, I would like to ask, have you ever faced any difficulty in your life? Surely you will say yes. Then how do you come about it?
The wind blows out green fires, he makes strong fires roar and curl. This light can be understood by these three and four pictures. In the third picture, there are the examples of the big fires of candles, matchstick, and can be easily extinguished by the wind. But the wind makes the strong fires lower and flourish. Like the wind makes the bonfire. It converts the bonfire into the forest fire and making the fire flourish in the forest.
The main motive of this poem is to be strong. The poet always tells that if you are weak, then you will always fail in your life, and you will always face the problem and challenges. We should be confident and face the problem in our life.
I would like to explain the last four lines of the poem by using a doha written by Vrindavan Das, that is, Sabe Sahai Sabal ke Kau na Nibal Sahai Pavan Nagavat Aag ke Dipani De Bujhai, which means everyone wants to be friends with strong people. No one cares for the moral value and lesson we get from this. Basically, the poem conveys the ideas that everyone wants to be friend of strong people, no one cares for the weak. But apart from this, there are also some other moral values we can get from this. Like, accept the challenges and you will get best from it. Then, don't blame others, instead work on yourself. I think there is no need to blame the wind for the destruction it has made. It is its nature. Instead of that, we can work on ourselves to make ourselves strong. No one is good or bad. Everyone is good and bad. The same wind which is making destruction is also creating something. Like it brought rain which gave new lives. By taking help of wind, we can also generate energy.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm very pleased and privileged to be here. First of all, I would like to request and thank my teacher for giving me this opportunity to speak here. It will be very going for you all to listen to the poem. First of all, I would like to invite my teacher to listen and all the classmates to hear all the topic that is on killing a tree. In the first stanza, he tells us that the small jab or the hacking on shocking cannot kill a tree. It may hurt the branches of tree, but it will grow again because the tree has reached and got several years of water, minerals, sunlight, and many more things. So it's not easy to cut the tree.
You can see the image of second stanza here. Let's come to third stanza. In the third stanza and the main stanza of the poem, here the poem points out that how you can actually kill a tree. First, it states that you must uproot the root of the tree outside the deep soil, which has included the roots of the tree.
In this poem, poetry is telling, poet conveys that simple jab, hacking and chopping cannot kill the tree. It can just injure their branches and they will grow again. Because a tree has consumed air, water, sunlight and minerals for so many years, so it is not an easy task to kill a tree. It will take a lot of time. So, right now, for killing a tree, the roots of the tree must be pulled out.
About killing a tree. As I said in the starting, this poem is a symbolic poem. The poet has personified this poem, the tree, to arouse feeling in us. The poem compares tree roots. The poem compares apples to tree root. It is same as deeply rooted in us and can be difficult to overcome. Sometimes we think we have given up our bad qualities and bad things only by little effort. But this shows again like the tree grow again when they are not cut properly. Therefore, to kill evil, we must uproot it properly.